Sentences an Oklahoma man for his role in a 2024 murder, and Pittsburgh schools wait to see how federal funding issues could impact district spending. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, as the school year nears, some funding remains uncertain in Kansas. Plus, Oklahoma man learns his fate for his role in a 2024 Jasper County murder.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now. The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some local schools are scrambling to rework their budgets after a $6 billion federal grant is withheld. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. Districts in the 4 states were expecting to have these funds by July 1st, but the U.S. Department of Education has frozen these funds to ensure they're in line with President Trump's policy. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh School District is sounding the alarm, warning the loss of these funds could disproportionately hurt low-income families as well as other vital services that support students.
We care about educating all kids, right? So I think anytime you do something that's going to have a negative impact on kids, it's going to make all of us feel uncomfortable, uneasy.
You're probably talking, I can't tell you the number of kids that it will be impacting because it touches so many different things.
The Pittsburgh School District says if the issue is not resolved, they're expecting to lose nearly $550,000 in funding. Another impact of this budget battle is food insecurity for area children. As state and local officials adjust their budgets to fall in line with President Trump's big beautiful bill, the SNAP program may suffer deep cuts. SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provides food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford nutritious food.
One way families bring more money into their food budgets is by enrolling in the SNAP program. And that's why households that are enrolled in SNAP tend to have better diet quality. They eat healthier foods. And when you eat healthier foods, you also tend to be healthier. And this is why people enrolled in SNAP report being healthier than people who are not enrolled in SNAP. This is why SNAP gives us a double benefit. It's helping both support improved healthy diets for people in the U.S. and also improved health for people in the U.S.
SNAP also provides support to elderly households, to low-income working households, and to other low-income households that include the unemployed or disabled, and to households transitioning from welfare to work. Well, a Kansas program aimed at putting food on tables for seniors begins today. The Kansas Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program provides eligible seniors with coupons to purchase fresh produce and honey at participating farmers markets across the state. Now, people over the age of 60 who meet the income requirements can get $50 worth of vouchers. Seniors in Cherokee County were able to pick up their vouchers at Crossroads Christian Church in Baxter Springs today.
They can be utilized at any farmer's market within Kansas as long as those vendors accept those vouchers. They can utilize them there. It can be used for things such as fresh produce, fresh herbs, and honey.
Eligible seniors must also have an annual gross household income at or below 185% of the federal poverty level. You can learn more on how to apply on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, we've had a few isolated showers and thunderstorms earlier in the afternoon. You can see south of I-44 is where we saw most of these. Now, as we go through the rest of the evening, we don't have any more rain chances. We actually start the morning off with a bit of fog, so this is about 5 to 6 a.m. You can see mainly in southeastern Kansas and north of I-44 out in Missouri. We're going to see a couple of areas that develop some dense fog. That does continue. We also have some pop-up shower chances on Tuesday as well. But that fog does burn off quickly. However, we could see some dense fog down to less than half-mile visibility. Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton, out to Oswego. This is 5:30. It sticks around until about 8 to 8:30. Now, for the rest of the day, again, we do have a couple of pop-up storm chances, but temperatures in the low 90s. I'll have those details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. An Oklahoma man learns his fate in connection with the March 2024 homicide in Jasper County. Back in May, Scott Burleson pled guilty to murder in the second degree for his involvement in the murder of a Carl Junction man. Today, a judge sentenced Burleson to life in prison for his role. As part of the deal in May, authorities dropped additional charges against Burleson, including robbery and armed criminal action. The case stems from an incident last March when Jasper County authorities responded to a report of an assault in the area of 7th Street and State Line Avenue. Responders took the victim, Seth Langford of Carl Junction, to a local hospital with severe injuries from an apparent stabbing. Langford later died from those injuries. An investigation found Burleson and Paul Phillips as the primary suspects. Phillips also pleaded guilty to his role in the 2024 murder. As part of the deal, charges were amended to just a charge of unlawful possession of a firearm. He was originally charged with multiple felonies, including first-degree robbery and armed criminal action. It was a super weekend at the box office for the latest superhero movie. Coming up, we take a closer look at this weekend's numbers. But up first, the president throws his support behind Ukraine.
President Trump announces a new weapons deal for Ukraine while threatening severe tariffs against Russia. I'm Erica Brown with more on that and the Supreme Court ruling on the president's push to dismantle the Department of Education.
At helpsalvationarmy.org or stop by our core at 320 East 8th in Joplin.
The president steps up his efforts to bring an end to Russia's war with Ukraine, announcing a new deal in which the U.S. will work with European allies to provide Ukraine with weapons. As Erica Brown reports, the president is also threatening Russia with severe tariffs if it does not reach a peace agreement.
During a meeting with NATO's Secretary General on Monday, President Trump announced a new deal with European allies to provide Ukraine with more weapons to protect itself against Russia.
I think this is a chance at getting peace.
The weapons will include Patriot missiles for Ukraine to defend itself against repeated Russian aerial bombardments.
This is a very big deal we've made. This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield.
In a video address to Ukrainians Monday evening, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked the U.S. and the European nations that are financing the weapons transfer. In addition to sending more weapons to Ukraine, the president is threatening Russia with severe tariffs if a peace deal to end the war is not reached within 50 days. And the White House is working with congressional leaders on a bill to increase sanctions against Russia. The bill, which has bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate, would impose sanctions on countries that purchase oil from Russia, including Brazil, China, and India, which could face a 500% tariff on goods imported to the U.S. Also Monday, the Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration can resume its efforts to dismantle the Department of Education for now. The High Court's 6-3 decision clears the way for the administration's mass layoffs within the department. The White House is seeking to eliminate roughly a third of the Department of Education's workforce. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Ukraine has been asking for the Patriot missiles after the deadliest month for the civilian casualties there in 3 years. The president is emphatic that Europe will foot the bill for the weapons. Well, the European Union is delaying planned retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products in hopes of reaching a trade deal with the Trump administration. The levies were originally set to kick in today. This after President Donald Trump threatened to slap a 30% tariff on goods from the EU and Mexico starting August 1st. Mexico's president says her country and the U.S. are, quote, seeking to reach an agreement so these tariffs do not exist. Importers gave the Port of Los Angeles a major boost in June as they rushed to beat looming tariffs. The Port of Los Angeles saw record-breaking cargo volume in June, up 32% from May. Importers were racing to get goods in before the July 9th tariff pause expired. Now with the new deadline of August 1st, businesses are scrambling once again. President Trump's latest tariff plan includes steep hikes on goods from the EU, Canada, China, and more. That's pushing retailers to stock up early, especially ahead of the holiday season. But port officials expect volume to drop sharply in August as companies avoid speculative ordering and brace for higher cost. And Superman soars to the top of the weekend box office, opening with $122 million in North America. Jurassic World Rebirth roared to the second spot with $40 million. F1 the movie hasn't run out of gas, though, hauling in $13 million to round out the top three. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast. And a little later, authorities shut down part of the Grand Canyon as two massive fires rage on the park's northern rim.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice provides care for pediatrics and kiddos to adults and seniors.
Download My Hometown Rewards app through Google Play or Apple App Store for digital coupons not available anywhere else.
Well, over the weekend we were pretty mild. We were in the mid-80s, the same for today, but as we head into the rest of the week, we're going to be in the low 90s. Let's go ahead and take a look at our temperature trend so far. Again, today we got to about 86, 87 degrees for most of us. Now Tuesday, low 90s, about 91. Wednesday, 93. We also had a couple of showers today, pop-up showers, pop-up thunderstorms, but non-severe. However, they did stick around, so you can see there's one left out just outside of Miami. Not any thunder, looks like, no lightning, but we did see a bit of rain. Now, downtown Joplin earlier today, most of the area got to have a view like this for the afternoon. A few clouds, but overall not too bad. Now, as we continue into Tuesday, we all see a couple of these pop-up shower chances along and south of I-44 out on the Missouri side, but you can also see our winds are now out of the south-southwest. That's going to bring our temperatures up a few degrees more than what we saw today. As we continue into the rest of the week, by Wednesday morning, we've got another round of showers hitting 3 states. We've got southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, and Missouri along and north of I-44. That sticks around for a couple of hours in the morning, and then we're left with some random pop-up storms here and there through the mid-morning hours. Now, winds start to increase as well, so you can see how our winds are gusting up to about 15, 20 miles per hour. Nothing too crazy, but they're gusting ahead of a front that's going to push in later Wednesday evening. Now, this cold front pushes in after about 11 p.m. You can see where our gust front line is. Now, this comes from a downburst winds from a thunderstorm. So that's what the initial impact is as it moves into the area. And you can see these winds are to the south. As this front pushes further into the area, we've got these northeasterly winds, and then thunderstorms move in at about 3 a.m. on Thursday, continue into the morning hours on Thursday. By 8 a.m., we do still have a couple of these thunderstorms sticking around along that front, and it is going to be making its way towards the Joplin area along I-44 and I-49. Now, that does continue, but it keeps us a bit cooler for Thursday. Until then, we're going to be seeing heat index values in the upper 90s, low hundreds. Tuesday's not too bad. In the afternoon, our actual temperature is about 91. It's going to feel like mid-90s, but out in Nowata, so Oklahoma area, upper 90s to even hitting 100. Now, Wednesday is going to be a hot one. All of us have a heat index value at or slightly above 100. And I can see Nowata 106, Independence, Sedan 103, same in Veneta. So we might get a couple of heat advisories out there. Thursday, because of those shower chances, we are dropping down from the early 100s, about 105. We're going to get down to the low hundreds and upper 90s. Now, another round of that heat comes in on Saturday with our actual temperature getting up to the mid-90s, about 94 degrees, but our heat index value for most of us on Saturday is going to be about 105. So we've got a couple of days where we might see some heat advisories issued, a couple of days where we're going to have some thunderstorm chances through the week, just a normal summer forecast.
Hot and hot. Well, our community stories are often uncovered thanks to you, our viewers, and we invite you to share your news tips with us. All you have to do is scan the QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Your voice helps keep our community informed and connected. Thank you for being a part of this. Watch in effect for Kerr County, Texas, complicating the search, rescue, and recovery efforts in the area. The death toll across Texas from the July 4th flash flooding has reached 139, and no survivors were found last week, and 166 people are still missing. Kerr County Sheriff says the efforts will continue for as long as needed. Officials say there is a plan to possibly drain a lake to look for victims. The northern rim of the Grand Canyon is shut down as 2 fires burn out of control. As Ian Lee reports, officials say the White Sage Fire now has burned close to 50,000 acres with 0% containment on Monday.
Air tankers are trying to slow the spread of the White Sage Fire, which officials say has grown to almost 20 times its size in just 5 days. It's one of 2 fires burning at the Grand Canyon.
It's just tearing through a bunch of sage and cheatgrass, so you have this fine continuous fuel that just carries it along.
Flames broke out on the canyon's north rim Wednesday, fueled by extreme heat and dry conditions. This is as close as we can get to the White Sage Fire. You can see there are fire vehicles moving in that direction. Hundreds of people are fighting this fire. You can see plumes of smoke in different areas. The fire is moving in a northeast direction, but they are facing a perfect storm of fire conditions. It is hot. It's pushing 100 degrees. The humidity is low, and there is a wind taking it. One official told me that they can't attack it direct on. They said it's like a tsunami of flames, so they're attacking it from the sides, trying to corral it of sorts to send it off into the desert. Sweeping through another part of the North Rim is the Dragon Bravo fire. It destroyed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge, one of approximately 50 to 80 structures that have been lost so far.
You know, one day your house is there, the next it's not. So that's really tragic.
The U.S. Forest Service says lightning is believed to have started both fires. Ian Lee, CBS News, Fredonia, Arizona.
And the south rim of the canyon, which is the more popular part of the park for visitors, remains open for now. Still ahead, 8 of Major League Baseball's best power hitters prepare for the Home Run Derby. Plus, Missouri Southern hosts a youth basketball camp. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
If you've got the car, we've got the buyers. Nowhere else but Roper Honda gives you more for your trade. Plus, shop hundreds of inspected and warranted vehicles from our 3 massive used car inventories.
And now during the Chevy 4th of July sales event, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR. That's a total value of around $10,000 for current Chevy owners on this Silverado. That's 20% below MSRP. See your Mocan Chevy dealer today.
Missouri Southern is hosting a youth basketball camp at Robert Ellis Young Gymnasium this week. The 2-day camp is designed for kids between the ages of kindergarten and 8th grade. The focus is to improve campers' basketball fundamentals and develop a love for the game. For the coaches and players, it's all about giving back and being a role model for the younger generation.
Well, that's the most important thing, especially with kids this age. They need to fall in love with the game of basketball. The main goal of our camp is to get them to come back next year because they had a blast. And we always talk about being a great teammate. We always talk about always improving and learning from your mistakes and then giving your absolute best effort. When you can do those 5 things, you're going to have a great day, and we had a great day today.
I remember being a kid, being in their shoes and looking up to guys like us, you know, that play college basketball and do things that I aspire to do one day. So I know how important it is to these kids, so it means a lot to us too. I know how important a coach can be, or even just a mentor in basketball, just telling you how to have fun with it, not to take it too serious, because at the end of the day, it is a kid's game.
Well, yesterday, the Royals and Cardinals made their selections in the first 3 rounds of the 2025 MLB Draft. With the 6th pick yesterday, the St. Louis Cardinals select Liam Doyle, lefty pitcher out of Tennessee. He posted a 3.2 ERA in his only season with the Vols. And today, they load up on pitchers, taking Cade Crossland and Ethan Young in the 4th and 5th rounds. 2 more guys who pitched at the collegiate level. In the next round, the Redbirds select an outfielder, Matthew Miura, out of Hawaii. The Royals have 2 picks in the first round, and they take 2 guys out of high school. KC selects Sean Gamble with the 23rd pick, second baseman, out of IMG Academy in Florida. And with the 28th pick, the Royals pick up Josh Hammond, third baseman from North Carolina. Kansas City takes players with college experience today, like Nolan Sailors from Creighton with their first pick, and Aiden Jimenez out of Arkansas in the 5th round. It'll be a while until we see any of those players on the Major League roster, but at Truist Park tonight, the Home Run Derby crowns a new champion. The Major League leader in home runs, Cal Raleigh, takes down Junior Caminero with 18 homers in the final round, 54 overall. An amazing performance from Raleigh, or as his teammates call him, the Big Dumper. The All-Star catcher is on pace for 64 home runs this season. That would set an American League record. But over in the Mink League, yesterday the Clarinda A's stole a win from the Griffins with a 4-run 9th inning. With yesterday's loss, Nevada is tied for last place in the league, and they'll remain at the bottom for another day. The A's shut out Nevada 8-0 for the Griffins' 8th loss in a row. Got a doubleheader with the Mustangs tomorrow where they'll try to put an end to that streak.
Now, Cal was the favorite to win going into the tournament, right?
Yes, he was. He was the #1 seed. They seeded by total home runs, 38 so far in the regular season. So
and he beat that tonight.
Yeah, he got more than that in one day. Isn't that
That's impressive. Yes. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back after this.
There are going to be opportunities in life for us to rise to the challenge, to rise above our circumstances. Ice storms, floods, tornadoes.
Says Yorktown, we are proud to salute Garland Stanley, a 4-state hero.
Couple of pop-up thunderstorm chances throughout the day Tuesday, but really over the next several days what we're going to be focusing on is the heat. On Tuesday, low 90s, Wednesday, low to mid 90s with heat index values nearing 100, if not slightly above. We've got some afternoon thunderstorms Wednesday into Thursday, drops our temperatures a few degrees Thursday, but back to the heat for the weekend.
The Jasper County Junior Deputy Camp is underway at the Sheriff's Department in Carthage. Each student who wants to gets to fire a police weapon. They learned about the weapons and some of the gear used by the Jasper County SWAT team. The main focus is to show the campers the everyday task of a sheriff's deputy while having fun doing so. Pretty cool. A lot of fun. You're supposed to be here next to me. Come over here.
Well,
there we go. We'll close it this way.
Well,
quick note.
Yeah, the All-Star game for Major League Baseball is tomorrow. Cal Raleigh won the Home Run Derby tonight.
That's pretty cool. All right, thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night and an even better Tuesday.